So I want to welcome friends and neighbors. My name is Matt Greminger, and I've been working with the Wong family for the past week and a half to set up this rally. I've been a member of the South Euclid University Heights community my entire life. I spent my childhood bicycling around the old Cedar Center, where I was able to enjoy many of the small businesses that unfortunately are no longer around. I want to thank you all for coming out today to support our mission to try and protect one of our local gems, Chinagate, from becoming yet another small business swept away by the big box chains that have claimed the livelihood of millions of small business owners and their families throughout the United States. I was fortunate to have had the time and the resources available to me to organize this rally, and I can't tell you how pleased I am and how quickly the support came rolling in when we published the Save Chinagate website. Woo! You should give yourselves a hand for that, because that's This gathering today is a great chance for us and our community. If you're a small business owner and you're here today, please be sure to network while you're here. Speak to people, pass out business cards. If you're a customer, please reach out to the small business owners here and take this opportunity to put a face with the businesses that make our community great. Like my family and I'm sure that most of you here today have also enjoyed the countless meals from our beloved Chinagate.
Woo-hoo! Yeah!
You know, it's important that in tough times our community comes together to support one another. It's important that when an issue arises that is close to our heart, we stand together peacefully to try to make a difference. I was asked by Peter and the Wong family to speak on their behalf today, but today I choose to do more. Today I choose to speak not only on behalf of the Wongs and Chinagate, but I speak on behalf of all of the small family-owned businesses in our community.
Yeah.
I speak as a friend. I speak as a fellow small business owner. I speak as a patron, but most importantly, I speak as a neighbor. What makes a city great? What makes a city a desirable place to live? Is it the ability to be within walking distance of a Walmart? Is it the amount of national chain retailers and restaurants within the community?
No.
If growing up in this area has taught me anything, it's that the things that make a community a great place, a happy place to live, it's the mom and pop shops that make it unique.
Yeah.
It's having the ability to walk into a family-owned establishment that they don't have all over the country, somewhere that's exclusively ours. It's the joy you get from having relationships and being on a friendly first-name basis with the families that own our local stores and eateries. It's the comfort we get in knowing that the money we spend in our community stays in our community and doesn't go to pad the pockets of the 1% of Americans and large corporations who do not care about our community.
Yeah.
Thanks. South Euclid has always been tight-knit. South Euclid's always been a place of growth and of community, but the more we allow big-name corporate establishments to take over our area, the more South Euclid becomes a carbon copy of every other boring city in the U.S. What makes people brag about a city? How often do you hear someone say, "Oh my God, you have to go to South Euclid if you get the chance because they have an incredible McDonald's you have to check out"? We don't hear that very often. But when it comes to local mom and pop businesses, that is what we brag about. Now, how many times have you heard or even said this to someone? "Hey, if you're ever in town, we have to stop at Chinagate to get something to eat because they're the best in town." Yeah. Now, small businesses are what this country was founded on. Small businesses are what make cities and communities unique, because without them, every city would be exactly the same. When we have places in our community like Chinagate, Cedar Center Hardware, South Euclid Hardware, Geraci's, Aleshi's, Kaylee's, Eat at Joe's, Coffee Fix, House of Swing, Leparo's Pizza, we have something to brag about.
Yeah.
We have something that makes the community we live in unique and different from all other cities out there. I want my grandchildren to be able to enjoy eating at the same locally owned restaurants that my grandparents were privileged to have in their community. Now, we all know the issue here. We don't want Panda Express to be allowed to be built so close to our Chinagate.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm not here to criticize the city or our elected officials, because after all, the decision was delayed at the last council meeting, which is helpful for us, because it allowed us time to come together as a community to show our city officials exactly why Chinagate is so important to our city and to our identity, and why allowing a big box competitor to move in so close could damage more than just one family's business. The Wong family has been loyal to our community for half a century. And just as you may know, and just as any small business owner would tell you, it hasn't been an easy journey. But throughout all of the struggles they've had to face over the many years we've known them, they've always remained loyal to us in our city. Panda Express, as any big business, wants an exclusivity clause that prohibits other restaurants that service Asian, Cajun, and Oriental food from being within a mile of them. Now, our council members have said that they feel more comfortable with that clause being for half a mile instead, but still, had an option like that been extended to the Wong family when they came back to the new Cedar Center, we wouldn't be having this discussion at all.
That's right. Yeah.
We don't have a loyalty to Panda Express. We don't have a duty to CFT-NV developments. We have a loyalty and an obligation to protect our own. We have a loyalty to a family who has showed their continued loyalty to us over the past 50 years, and we have a duty of doing everything we can to make sure our city remains a desirable place for not only visitors, but for those who spend their lives here.
Yeah.
We become who we are as adults largely because of the experiences we have and the values we obtained growing up. And when you live in a community where people know your name, where opportunities are available, and where businesses have your best interests at heart because they too are a part of your community, you have a foundation that you can build a successful future on. Do we want a future where the only jobs available are the ones working for national chain retailers and restaurants?
No.
Or do we want to know that we have the freedom to work at or even own a small local business in our community that makes our community unique and helps our community grow day in and day out?
Yeah.
Since the Save Chinagate website went live about a week ago, we have received petition submissions from so many members of our community, but what's even more amazing is the people who grew up here that moved on to other places and other communities that saw our issues and also joined in and signed the petition. Chinagate has loyal customers from all around the world. Petition signers from over 23 different states in the U.S. That's half the continental United States. We've had support from petitioners as far away as Australia and Norway. So we've been told that the money that can be generated by allowing Panda Express to move in can help to decrease our debt. Well, as an adult, if we're in debt and one solution doesn't work out, what do? We figure out another way. So why should the city of South Euclid be any different?
Amen. That's right.
There are other avenues of generating revenue other than jeopardizing the business and the livelihood of one of the most loyal families in our community and robbing the city of its distinct identity. We were promised more from Oakwood Commons. There's plenty of room to develop on that property that won't be as much of a threat to the Wongs.
That's right. Absolutely. Amen.
We have entire empty buildings and strip centers at Mayfield and Green that would be an ideal place for something like Panda Express. Let them build there. Something we all need to ask our council members is South Euclid a city for the people or a city for the dollar?
That's right.
Now we've asked people on the online petition to give us their thoughts and tell us what they think about this issue in their words. Ginger from University Heights wrote, "As someone who may someday want to start a business, I will view South Euclid's decision very closely. And if I feel that South Euclid doesn't support independent family-owned businesses, I'll take mine somewhere that does." We just lost a potential small business. Gary wrote, "I am looking to open up a new small business, but if Panda Express is allowed to open at Cedar Center, it will send a clear message to me that I shouldn't even consider opening that business in South Euclid." We just lost another. One of our residents, John, wrote, "It has been proven repeatedly that locally owned businesses invest far more back into the local economy than any chain. Short-term gain is not a long-term plan for the community."
Absolutely right.
I'm not sure if you all know this, but South Euclid's motto is "Come together and thrive." We've already lost the St. Greg's Festival.
Yep.
We've gone years already without South Euclid Home Days that used to take place right here. We don't need anything else chiseling away and crumbling the one solid foundation that a once great city was built upon. So although this may seem like a struggle now, this is actually a blessing in disguise and an opportunity for the community. But when something truly matters to us, it doesn't matter that we come from different places. It doesn't matter if we're black or white or Asian or Hispanic. It doesn't matter if we're gay or straight, Christian or Jewish, Democrat or Republican. As many backgrounds and as many cultures as we represent here today, we came together and we stand together today as one voice, as one community, and as one force to do the right thing for our community and for our future.
Woo!
So I hope that you'll all join me in helping the Wong family by signing the petition at the table over there, so that we can show South Euclid officials and CFT NV Developments exactly how we feel about this issue. Let's show our elected council members what we do when they threaten to jeopardize the business of a family in our city. Let's show City Council why on May 11th, they should unanimously vote no on allowing the Panda Express deal to go through. And finally, let's show the world that when the community of South Euclid wants to make a difference, we truly do come together and thrive. I don't plan on hogging the microphone all night.